Welcome to Daily Harmony. Today we're diving into something really central for finding that inner stillness we all seek.
Hmm.
We're exploring A Course in Miracles, the workbook for students, and specifically Lesson 185. It says, I want the peace of God.
Such a simple line, isn't it?
It really is. And when you first hear it, you might think, okay, that sounds nice. Almost like a passive wish.
Right, like just hoping for a quiet afternoon.
Exactly. But what we want to unpack today is how this statement is actually, well, it's an incredibly active desire. It holds some really profound implications.
Absolutely. It's a declaration, really. And it suggests that this desire, wanting God's peace, can fundamentally reshape how you experience everything.
So it's tied into this core idea from the Course, isn't it?
Mm.
That true inner peace, that deep stuff, is connected to recognizing, well, a divine presence.
Precisely. It's not just about calming down. It's about connecting with a serenity that isn't dependent on whether your external world is chaotic or calm. It resides within.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive is to really get into what this desire truly means and, how focusing on it can actually shift things for you.
Let's do it. Because Lesson 185 really puts this fundamental desire for inner peace right at the forefront.
But it's important to stress this isn't the peace of just, say, escaping noise for a bit.
No, definitely not. It's described as something much more substantial. Like you said, it comes from recognizing that divine connection.
And that's why this lesson is so significant within the whole framework of the Course.
I think so, yeah. It points directly at the core aim. The Course defines peace not just as, no fighting or quiet surroundings,
Right.
but as a state of being, a foundational state that arises from connecting deeply with what's truly real, with the divine.
So expressing this desire, I want the peace of God,
Mm.
is actually a step towards that. It's not just stating a fact, it's initiating something.
Exactly. It's like setting an intention. It encourages a shift in focus. Think about we spend so much energy focusing on the chaos, the problems, the external world. And saying this sincerely helps pivot your attention inward towards divine serenity instead.
It's like a reprioritization then. Because we often think we want, I don't know, a better job or for someone to act differently or more stuff.
Yeah, all those surface wants. The Course kind of suggests that underneath all of that, maybe hidden sometimes, is this much deeper longing
For something more enduring.
for the peace of God, yeah. That might be the real desire that's driving things, even when we're chasing those other, more superficial goals.
That really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Like, what is it at the absolute core that you truly want?
It does, because those surface wants, they often lead to conflict, anxiety, frustration. They're tied to things that change.
Things outside of our control, often.
Right, but this desire for God's peace, it points inward to a source of tranquility that the Course says is constant, always there, always accessible, no matter what's happening out there.
Okay, so that sounds great, but how does this become practical? How do we live this desire day to day? The Course offers some pointers, right?
It does, very practical ones. One key practice is the daily affirmation, starting your day consciously stating, I want the peace of God.
And maybe repeating it, especially when things get stressful.
Yes, exactly. It's incredibly powerful just setting that clear intention first thing. There's like tuning your inner radio.
I like that analogy.
And then, yeah, when tension builds up, because repeating that affirmation serves as a reminder, a gentle nudge back to your deepest intention. It helps redirect your focus away from the immediate stressor.
Okay. And there's also something about mindfulness or kind of brief meditation.
Visualizing, perhaps, picturing a peaceful light, maybe, and consciously, this is the key part, consciously releasing your worries, your anxieties to that higher power, that sense of divine guidance.
So it's not passive. It involves an active letting go.
Exactly. You're actively creating the mental space to receive peace by letting go of the thoughts and feelings that block it, that create the inner noise. The visualization just helps make that feeling of peace more tangible, something you can feel and connect with.
And then there's the really tricky one, conflict resolution.
Ah, yes.
The idea of choosing peace over being right in an argument. That hits home for a lot of us, I think.
Oh, absolutely. It goes against the grain, doesn't it? Our ego often screams that being right is crucial for survival or validation or something.
Yeah, it feels important in the moment.
But this lesson invites you to pause and ask,
Yeah.
is winning this point, being seen as right, actually worth sacrificing your inner peace? It forces a different kind of calculation.
And this ties directly into that concept of letting go of control, doesn't it? surrender.
It really does. The lesson suggests that surrendering, yielding to a greater wisdom or God's will, is pretty essential for finding this deeper peace.
Which means releasing that need to orchestrate everything, to have the answers, to fix it all ourselves.
Exactly. And surrender here doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It's more about recognizing there's a bigger picture, a deeper intelligence at play, and choosing to align with that flow instead of fighting it.
Loosening the grip.
Loosening the ego's tight grip, yeah. Its need to dictate every outcome. And crucially, the Course links this to releasing our attachment to conflict itself and to fear. Those are huge barriers to peace.
It feels like choosing inner stillness over, well, over the drama, the chaos that often pulls us in.
That's a great way to put it. The lesson points to that too. Becoming aware of when you're getting drawn into external turmoil or even internal mental chaos.
And consciously choosing silence instead, or at least inner quiet.
Yes. Making a deliberate choice for peace. In this world with constant noise and information overload, it's easy to get swept away into anxiety.
For sure.
So consciously seeking moments of silence, even just brief pauses during the day, it gives you a chance to reconnect with that peace that's always there, underneath the surface strokes. It's about remembering you have a choice where you put your attention.
And the sincerity of the desire matters, right? It's not just about repeating the words.
Oh, absolutely crucial. Just mouthing, I want the peace of God, without real feeling behind it. Well, it doesn't carry the same weight. It needs to be a genuine, heartfelt request.
That intention is what opens the door.
Precisely. When that desire comes from an authentic place, a deep longing within you, it's like you're tuning yourself to the frequency of peace. You're signaling your readiness to receive it.
Which brings us to that really important point about being truly ready to receive it, willing to have it above all else.
Yes. And the lesson poses that challenging reflection question, doesn't it? Something like,
what are the barriers I've created that prevent me from experiencing the peace of God?
and how can I begin to dismantle them? Yeah. That's the work, isn't it?
It really cuts to the heart of it.
Yep.
Because often, without realizing it, we're clinging to things, old grievances, fears, limiting beliefs.
Things that directly contradict the peace we say we want, they act as walls.
So identifying those self-imposed barriers is the first step to actually taking them down.
It has to be. You can't dismantle something if you don't even know it's there. So that honest self-reflection is key to becoming truly receptive.
The lesson even suggests some ways to deepen that, like journaling.
Right. Looking back at times you were seeking peace. What worked, what didn't, what got in the way. Journaling provides that space for honest self-inquiry.
You might start seeing patterns, I suppose, ways you might have maybe unconsciously pushed peace away.
Exactly. And gain insights into those barriers you've built. And then there's visualization, too.
Actively picturing peaceful scenes, trying to feel that peace and connecting that feeling to the desire.
Yes. It helps strengthen the neural pathways, if you like. It makes the feeling of peace more familiar, more accessible. So it's not just an abstract idea, but a state you can consciously cultivate and return to.
So wrapping this up, the main takeaway seems to be this statement, I want the peace of God, when it's truly meant, is incredibly powerful. It's not just a wish.
Not at all. It's the fundamental first step. It's the active opening of the door. It's declaring your primary intention.
It's acknowledging that this deep, abiding peace is possible, maybe even our natural state,
Our inherent inheritance, as the Course might put it.
and that by really wanting it and being willing to look at what's blocking it, we can actually start to experience it, to live from that place.
Beautifully put. It's about moving towards that serene power that's always available within us.
Which leaves us with a final thought, really, for you to take away and reflect on. What might genuinely shift in your daily life, your moment-to-moment experience, if you truly prioritize the peace of God, if you expected, sincerely, to receive it?
That's a powerful question to sit with.
Indeed. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Lesson 185.